Welcome, KBUZZPOP family. Today, I invite you to step into a moment you'll never forget. Not as casual observers, but as if you were there, sitting in that packed conference room, your chest tightening with anticipation, your hands gripping the edge of your seat as the lights dimmed over a stage where history was about to unfold. The banner above the stage was simple, the official seal of the Cultural Ministry alongside the logo of the Press Bureau. But the two figures now standing behind the podium made the scene anything but routine. Yoona, radiant yet visibly pale, wearing a cream-colored blouse and a tailored skirt, her hair flowing softly over her shoulders. Lee Jun Ho, tall, sharp in a dark suit, his jaw set as though bracing for impact. They weren't smiling. They weren't here to promote a drama, a film, or a charity campaign. They were here for something else. As the cameras began to flash, Yoona reached for his hand. That single gesture was enough to make the room go silent. This wasn't an empty display of affection. It was a lifeline. The kind of touch that says, if I let go now, I might fall apart. Jun Ho squeezed back, his eyes flicking toward hers, a silent, I'm here. The air seemed to hold its breath. Yoona leaned toward the microphone, her voice low at first, almost breaking. We didn't want it to be like this, but the truth cannot be hidden anymore. Reporters shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Some glanced at their recorders, making sure they were on. Others whispered furiously, trying to guess what could be so urgent, so serious, that it required the presence of two of Korea's most beloved stars. Jun Ho stood close, his other hand in his pocket, but you could see the tension in his shoulders. Yoona unfolded the paper in her hand, the official national statement. The ministry's emblem gleamed at the top, but it was her eyes, glassy with unshed tears, that held everyone's attention. She began reading. We stand here today not only as public figures, but as witnesses to something that affects every citizen of our country. For months, we have carried this burden quietly, unsure if it was our place to speak. But now we know that staying silent would be unforgivable. The first sentence alone was enough to make my pulse race. The way she paused between lines, the tremor in her voice, it was like watching someone walk a tightrope over a canyon. She glanced at Jun Ho, and he gave a barely perceptible nod. Then she continued. On April 17th of this year, an incident occurred, one that was concealed from the public, erased from headlines, and buried under the weight of powerful influence. We were both there. We both saw what happened. And we cannot allow the truth to remain hidden any longer. The room erupted in murmurs. You could hear the scratching of pens, the frantic tapping of laptop keys. But Yoona didn't stop. Her grip on Jun Ho's hand tightened as she read on. Her voice grew steadier, stronger, each word landing like a hammer. Flashback. 1 month ago. Yoona sat alone in her living room, staring at a blank script on the coffee table. Her phone buzzed. A message from Jun Ho. We need to talk. It's about that night. They met at a quiet cafe, no cameras, no fans. He was already there when she arrived, his coffee untouched. His expression was grim. Yoona, they're not going to tell anyone. They're going to erase it completely, he said. Her chest tightened. You mean after everything that happened? He nodded, jaw clenching. They think if it disappears from the news, it disappears from reality. 4 days after that meeting, they both wrestled with the decision. Stay silent and protect themselves, or speak out and risk everything. Contracts, endorsements, reputations, all could vanish in an instant. But in the end, the truth was heavier than the fear. Back to the press conference. Yoona's voice now had a steel edge beneath the sorrow. On that night, we saw lives put in danger. We saw rules broken, laws ignored, and we saw those responsible walk away untouched. We cannot, We will not pretend it didn't happen. A collective gasp swept the room. Some reporters froze mid-typing, eyes locked on her. Others leaned forward, straining to catch every word. Jun Ho finally spoke, his deep voice cutting through the silence. We know the risks. We know there will be consequences. But we also know that if we stay quiet, we are complicit. And we refuse to be complicit. His words were like a match to dry paper. The tension in the room ignited. Fan reactions live. On social media, hashtags exploded. Hashtag Yoona Jun Ho truth, hashtag press conference shock, hashtag nation in tears. Live streams of the event showed fans sobbing in real time, others sending messages of support. I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm proud of them. My heart is racing. What could be so serious? Please be safe. Both of you. The shocking statement, fully revealed. Yoona inhaled deeply before reading the final paragraph. Her voice cracked, but she didn't falter. The incident involved the illegal disposal of hazardous materials into a protected waterway, one that provides drinking water to thousands. We witnessed it firsthand while filming nearby. We reported it to the proper authorities and were told to forget what we saw. That is why we are here, to tell you and the nation the truth. We have submitted all photographic and video evidence to independent investigators. This is no longer just our burden. It belongs to the people now. The room fell silent. No one moved. Even the cameras seemed to hesitate. Yoona lowered the paper, tears slipping down her cheeks. Jun Ho pulled her closer, his arm wrapping protectively around her shoulders. For the next hour, questions rained down. Are you aware of the legal consequences? Has anyone threatened you? Do you believe this will end your careers? Jun Ho answered without flinching. If telling the truth ends our careers, then so be it. Careers can be rebuilt. Lives lost to corruption cannot. Aftermath, outside the hall. By the time they stepped outside, hundreds of fans had gathered, chanting their names, holding signs that read, "We stand with you" and "Truth first." Yoona, still holding Jun Ho's hand, bowed deeply to the crowd. One fan shouted through tears, "We'll protect you no matter what." Jun Ho smiled faintly, the first real smile of the day. "It's us who should be protecting you," he murmured, almost too softly to hear. That night, news outlets around the world picked up the story. The footage of Yoona reading the statement, hand in hand with Jun Ho, became the defining image of the day. Politicians scrambled to respond. The ministry issued a terse acknowledgement of an ongoing investigation. But for fans, the image meant something more: courage, unity, and the willingness to speak truth to power, even at the highest personal cost. And as for Yoona and Jun Ho, their careers may face storms ahead, but one thing is certain. This press conference didn't just change the narrative, it changed them, and it changed us.